Can't hear you, Tom.
Good morning, everybody. It's a great day in Carolinas. The skies are blue, the birds are chirping, and that's my show for today. How are you this morning, Todrick?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I am fair to partly cloudy. Good morning, Spam. Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Javis. Good morning, Pink. Hope everybody's having a great morning.
Bum, bum, bum.
There's a link if anybody would like to join us.
What are we fixing? Oh, wait till we get further in the show
Yeah,
before we
let's
do
wait
the
till
topic.
yeah. Um. So did you get all those hand dryers listed yesterday?
Yeah, I tested them all and they all work and they're all listed and I already got 8 buyers. No, I got nothing.
Did you test them?
No,
Oh,
I hadn't even
you
got
just
them off the truck yet.
damn, Todd.
Eh,
Have you got them all home?
I got the dryers home, but I didn't get the other stuff yet.
Oh, okay.
That was a fun trip home. There's Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Good
How are you this
morning.
morning?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing good.
Good. Y'all have a good weekend?
Might as well. Yeah.
About as well it can be expected. Um,
We had storms
Lag has
all
had a wrench, Jabus. How about you, Julie? How was your weekend?
we had storms all weekend. We had tornadoes. We had two killed locally here
Mm.
in a golf cart. A tree fell on them.
Good grief.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. We got some damage, but could have been worse.
Yeah.
Yes, it could be. Okay, I gotta see who the hell is paging me. Roberta is. Okay. Okay, that's not it. I'm sorry. I'm getting an alert and I can't find out who it's from. Anyway, so Todd, you've got your most of your stuff back from the auction, but you haven't got any listed or tested yet. I don't know what you're doing.
You don't
You
know
got
what I'm doing.
you got to quit sitting around on the sofa with Gwen every day and get to work. You're too old for that.
This is garage sale week, so I am not going to test or list any of those.
Is this your city
So,
city yard sale?
yeah, I
Mm.
got so much stuff to put in garage sale. It's going to take a lot of setup. And then, yeah, Friday I'm going to be going to garage sales. Saturday I'll do my own sales. So,
Right.
yeah, lots of stuff going on. And if it don't get done, it don't get done. I'm retired. I don't care.
I hear you. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, baseball.
Look at Julie. She's got a stack of packages behind her there all ready to go.
Yeah,
Shaq.
I shipped for today yesterday, so I don't have to ship today. So I'm just working in the shop and getting other stuff done.
Shop. Do you like rent a place or do you own a building that your
No, this
shop
is
is
in
in?
my house. This is in
In
my
your house.
house.
But it's the shop in the house.
Yeah, yeah.
But you sell pretty small stuff, so you can do that.
Kind of. I do sell 20-pound lots, and that's a large flat rate box. That's as big as it gets, really.
So do you keep a storage unit?
Not for the business.
Okay.
No,
If you have a
we have
storage,
one, but it's not for this. It's for all my crap. My husband says.
Your crap.
you probably need to get rid of all that crap if you got a storage
Shut
unit
up,
for it.
Mom. Nobody asked you.
Mom.
I have bought enough of those damn
He's
things to
grandma.
realize
He's not mom. He's grumpy grandma.
um,
Okay.
I I've bought enough of those things to realize that most of the time, if people would have just took that stuff and threw it in the dag dumpster way back yonder, they wouldn't
I
have
agree.
all the bills. They wouldn't
I
have
agree
that
with
bill.
you. But I lost my mama, my daddy, my grandmother very early. At 32, I had nobody but my husband and my children. So there's so much family history in that unit that my children are going to want to know and want. So that's where we had to clean out in 1 year. We cleaned out 3 estates. It was awful, but a lot of it just
Hmm.
got put over there. Yeah,
That is hard work.
you ain't lying.
How old are your children, Julie?
Well, Elena, the one that has cancer
Right.
again, she's gonna be 35, and then Katie just turned 33. Our third daughter will be 30. Our oldest son will be 28, and our youngest son will be 25.
You tied Anissa.
Yep,
Um,
She's got 5 kiddos too.
hers
you're
are still teenagers though. I think that.
no, she's got some that's about 40 now.
Oh,
And this is probably I'm going to get a dead blackbird in my mail this week from her. You don't look like you do not look like you should have children that old. Anyway, the ones that's got their own
well,
place, you need to come out over and tell them to go ahead and start going through it.
well, I've tried to get them to.
Hey, Cindy.
And I know their opinion will change later in life. Right now, they might not be big interested, but later on down the road, they're going to wish they had some, I had an aunt who went through and did a documented family, not a legacy. What do they call it? The research.
You're right.
And so all of that's in there. So I know they'll come around.
Doug says, "How's the basement looking? You need another kid."
No, I do not. I need more grandbabies, and thankfully they're coming. So,
Um, so Todd, you're just prepping for the yard sale this weekend.
Yeah, that's all that is on the agenda. I've got so much stuff to blow out. I'm not going to put even prices on it. You want that for 50 cents? Yeah. Why don't you just take a whole pile of them? That
I
kind
hear
of
you.
deal.
Good morning, Tactical. I totally forgot what I was going to say now.
Also, I have to make
okay.
another trip to the auction and get the rest of the stuff that I couldn't fit in the truck yesterday.
Hey, Joanna. Joanna, are you getting snow? Bridget posted a photograph this morning, and it's snowing where she lives at.
he's way upstate New York. Isn't she looking fantastic? I just can't get over her. Ugh.
Yeah, she's lost like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. We were in a race, and wow. I didn't see a picture of her for a while, and then when I did, I was like, girl, it is
Well, you
amazing.
look good too, Julie.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I feel good. I feel so much better.
How much have you lost?
155.
Good God Almighty!
Damn, you're the half the woman you used to be.
I am. Just about.
Well done.
Thank you. Loose, this might get a little. Anybody that's heavy that wants to do this, you will have an issue with skin. I'm just telling you. And that's something you will need to take care of on down the road. So it is another, that's like a whole nother expense thing you have to think about.
Were you doing any special diets or anything?
I'm on Ozempic.
Okay.
My
Never.
doctor, when Ozempic first, well, it's been almost 2 years, so I can't say first. I qualified for a program that they offered through the manufacturer,
Right.
and I said sure because I was desperate. I was desperate, so I said sure, put me on it, and it's been great. I can skip it. Like if I don't want to take it, I don't have to take it. I can skip it if I want to. I skipped last week. Um,
It just doesn't seem to do anything for me. So my doctor said he's my next prescription. He's going to dump it up, bump it up, because I'm only on 0.5 right now.
that's where I started.
And
It'll help. Now it might make you sick. It might make you nauseous when you eat after it gets in your system. But it helps you learn to use food as fuel and not as joy, because you don't think about it as joy anymore. I don't even think about eating anymore, really.
I find eating just a nuisance. I would prefer not to have to stop and cook. I prefer not to have to, but of course, I can't keep all of this greatness, by not eating. Sea moss,
That's
Joanna,
what the husband says.
I've never heard of that, except when it gets caught around my propeller on my boat, when I had a boat. But so Todd, if you will not be having a show on Friday,
Nope.
okay? Are you going to do a show, since I'm not going to be here on Thursday because I will not have access to a computer?
Yeah, I can do one.
Okay. So Todd's going to do my show on Thursday because, as you know, my carpet people are supposed to be here. So I'm not even going to be able to get into my computer because all our furniture will be in the sunroom and the kitchen. Okay, so that's done. Good morning, Craig. How are you? Craig is another one that's married to a young looking woman. He posted. He and his wife and daughters participated in a food competition in their area, cooking, and they had like best entree. And he posted a picture of it, and I saw it, and I'm like, "Is that your two daughters?" So he said, "No, that's my wife and one of my daughters." So Craig is married to a young-looking woman too. But anyway, congratulations on their win. So I've been listening to while I've been painting and getting this place prepped for the carpet people. I've had YouTube videos playing in the background, and they've just been throwing up various and sundry people. And, there's a lot of people that's going on about, their sales are in the toilet. Their sales are in the toilet. So my question is, and I'm going to throw myself in there because I haven't had my store even online for the last 2 weeks because I've been getting this mess prepped up. Oh, Cindy, that's great. You have a December baby. Todd and I are December babies. Look what you get to
I'm
look
a
forward
December
to.
baby. Are y'all December babies, really?
I'm December 3rd.
I'm December 10th.
Are you? Todd, you're December the
14.
14th.
So that makes me younger.
Okay. So my question is, how are you going to fix it? How are we going to fix it? What can we do to get sales going again? Or is there anything that we can do? Yeah, Anissa's got 8 and 27, December 8th and 27th for her daughters. God's children were born in December. Uh, I'm sure there was some times in my mom when I was a small child. My mom said that the devil's spawn was born in December, but that's beside the point. So, what's your thoughts, folks? What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do about getting sales back up? Is there anything that we can do?
Just ride it out, I think. To be honest,
Well,
you can give eBay more money and hope they keep their promise that they're going to boost your item.
yeah, that's true. But I don't do that much. I think if you're going to boost your sales, you're going to have to do probably the live selling or the
Like whatnot?
or spread out into other markets.
Can
Now,
I share?
Julie,
I'm sorry.
before you say that, what you make handmade soap? Is that what
I
you said?
sell jewelry.
Jewelry. Okay. I was listening to somebody was making soap. Anyway, how many platforms do you sell on?
2,
Etsy and eBay?
Macari and eBay.
Macari and eBay. You don't do
Mhm.
the Etsy thing.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Texas Val. Okay, what were you going to say before I rudely interrupted you?
You were not rude at all. Um. Oh shoot.
You had an old man moment there. You forgot what you were going to say.
Well, no, I've got to order for an MRI. I got to go get.
Uh, Texas Val
Um.
says Texas Val says sell on more platforms.
The
Oh,
problem with adding a platform is that it takes more work.
I will say
Um,
Macari is super easy. Macari is so much easier than eBay. It is. It is a. I can list 40 listings in 15 minutes. I mean, it's so easy.
40 listings. I would be
Yeah,
in the hospital with an IV drip. Would you not jump up there, please? Ouch! Don't get down.
so easy over there. I remembered what I was going to say. One thing I did with eBay that really helped is I turned my eBay store into a community. I send out a weekly newsletter. Many of my customers I address by name. And I speak to them like we are a family, like we are a community. They share prayer requests with me, all kind of things. And that's the way we've geared it. My newsletter goes out to over 10,000 people. And when you send a newsletter, you can connect it to a coupon, you can connect it to a sale. So when they get that newsletter, they can jump straight into your store and see what you've got and get what they want. I think also when you have a newsletter, you can make your items seem more special. You can make time the essence. This isn't going to last long. You need to see this. You need to grab this up. You can do that through the newsletter. I don't know if people, I use it. I use it all the time. And it really brought the people who buy from me closer to me and they don't go anywhere else. So, I mean, the stuff I sell is kind of different because I supply a lot of people.
Does eBay have a newsletter function?
Yeah, it's in your store.
Okay, thank you. I'm embarrassed. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I've been on eBay than longer than most of these people listening have been alive.
Me too.
Mike said, and Craig both say, which I don't know if Mike wants to be grouped with Craig or not, but scramble everything up. Mike says, end and relist, promote, run sales, constantly tinker on items. And Craig said, no longer unlisted and forget it. You have to work. Now, I'm going to agree with both what y'all say, but as always, I have an opinion and I'm going to let you have it. There are some things that it don't matter what you do until somebody comes along and they're looking for They're specifically looking for a 3/4 inch reduction brass pipe fitting. Until they come along, it's not going to sell because that's not something that, unless Julie's got a busted faucet and she needs a pipe fitting, she's not going to order. And usually it's something like that. She's going to run out to the nearest Lowe's and Harris Teeter, Home Depot, and grab one. Um, so I think for a lot, like Todd sells a lot of stuff that unless somebody comes along looking for it, it's not something that people are just going to be buying. Tom, really.
When you go,
Yeah, I know what opinions are like, Craig, but I think I'm making a valid point on this one. There's a lot of stuff. There is a lot of things that people sell that, yeah, I think you have to fluff it. You have to keep it in play because a lot of people buy that kind of stuff. Um, I can do Dibbit, but I haven't done it. I've been involved, Cindy. I've been approved for Whatnot for about a year and a half now, and I got approved at a convention, whatever you want to call them, and I've not done anything with it. But I'm looking at it to blow out just get rid of this boxes and boxes of cheap stuff I got. So
I wanted to share with everybody too about that newsletter. It is a really good tool. If you get an item and you get multiple quantities, and you want, when you go to send a newsletter, it will tell you, it will say choose recipients, and you go down a list, and it will tell you how many people have signed up for your newsletter, how many people follow you, how many people recent purchases, and you check all these boxes, and your newsletter will go to all those people. And you can say, hey, I got this, So, and I don't think they limit how many newsletters you can send out. So you got a big, huge box of whatever that was you were talking about, Tom, for your sink.
Right.
You might have 3 plumbers that for some reason follow you, and now you've got 100 of them, and you sent this newsletter. They might be sitting there waiting to buy them. I can't tell you how many times that happens.
What say ye, Todd? Oh, great.
Like if Todd found Native American stuff at an auction, he could send a newsletter saying, hey, I got this and it's coming. And people would get excited,
I don't know about that. I sell such a wide variety of items.
Yeah.
That, I mean, if you're looking for a Seiko watch, I have some. If you're looking for some sterling silverware, I've got some.
So send out, they might not always go through your whole store.
If you just have my letter would have to be so generic that you'd almost have to flip through my whole store to find it.
Right.
No. Well, I'm talking about if you just happen to come across something special,
I got 1,600 listings, so.
Yeah. I do it with my higher dollar items. And then when I create our little treasure boxes that we make for, that can actually be buried and children can dig them up. And we've had TikTok videos made and all kind of stuff. But when I make one of those, I'll send the newsletter. It ain't listed for 3 minutes. It's gone.
Right. Well, see, like in Todd's case, Todd sells a lot of military surplus.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go, Todd. You could do a military surplus. But do you have time to do a newsletter? That's the biggest thing. Do you have time?
It literally takes like 45 seconds. 2 minutes tops.
Todd, baby, you will never get
I'm
rid of
just trying
that.
to help.
No,
I'm sorry.
I said, Todd, you will never live down those damn toothbrush holders.
Well, that's true.
Because Todd, James says Todd has toothbrush holders at his garage sale for 5 cents each. Use Chat GBT.
But I don't know. There's just so much work I'm going to do because I'm lazy and old and retired.
Right.
So,
You're retired. You have other income coming in. You're not like
in all honesty, I think the most valuable way I can spend my time is just to make more listings. Because I have stuff. I have lots of stuff. I need to get listed and sold. So, yeah. I don't know that I want to divide my time between another, 2 or 3 or 4 platforms and such like that. So, I don't know. I'm a stick in the mud too. I don't like change. So,
Tactical
Julie
Z.
laughs at me.
Yeah. Tactical Z, he's retired. Not real tired. Well, he's real tired too, but he's retired.
It's like I had a good sales day yesterday. I sold $450 worth of crap to unsuspecting buyers. And, that's good enough for yesterday. I don't.
Somebody said something about
Yeah, I could do so much more. But
Well, Todd, I wasn't trying to make you do a newsletter. Tom had just asked, what can we do to improve sales?
You're
So
just telling us the positive outcomes of it,
Yeah.
and I agree. But me doing it, probably not.
has it warmed up where everybody is? I know it has where Todd is.
Well, it got cold the last 2 days, but
Mm-hmm.
today is going to be a lot warmer, and then just keep going up. Cha-ching.
Ching.
Bing.
Now, somebody said something about having your own website. I think this is just my opinion. I would think that if you sell, like Todd sells military surplus, if he had lots of it, lots and lots of it, and he sold lots and lots of it, I could see where he could I could see where he would have a website that's all it's on it is military surplus, and every time he sells something on eBay, he ships. Is that what you sold?
Sold the Vanity Light.
Cool. Is that out of one of your bulk purchases?
I almost don't remember. I'm sure I got it at auction, but
Right. I could see that where a newsletter for that. Or I could see where throwing. Let me regroup here. I could see where throwing a business card with his URL in it to his packages he's shipping out from eBay. He could drive stuff like that. But are people really going? And if you got a mismatch, just a mix of everything. Excuse me. Are they going to go search your person's website? Or are they going to go to
No,
eBay?
I don't think so. I think you'd have to specialize to get your website searched. I think
I'm agree
there are
with
a lot of
you.
people. There are a lot of people that have their own websites and they just use eBay as bait. I've got a good friend that makes stencils, and she's used eBay as bait for years. She gets her customers there, she sends them their package, puts her website in it, they leave eBay. They go straight to her website. But she specializes.
I have a cousin that does cross stitch, and she does that for her cross stitch.
Mm-hmm.
She creates patterns, her own patterns.
Yeah, I think you would have to be at least partially niched to do a website.
Right. Good morning.
It's like Josh, our Canadian friend to the north, has a website, but I don't think there's anything on it except for his stereo viewer cards. So
Right. Yeah, I won't bet when Beth. I won't bet to plan on doing a show one night about her Shopify, and let us know in advance so we can like I can shout it out. We can shout it out for people that might be interested in it. If not anything else except just a little knowledge about it. We just
how
opened
long
our
ago did I list the light? Probably at least a year. I don't think it's more than a year old, but yeah. I got stuff that's been in my store for 4 or 5 or 6 years. And it's funny because some of it will sell eventually.
Try a newsletter.
A newsletter.
um,
But
Craig, I'm telling you, dude, if I lived close to you, I would be ordering stuff from your wife because the stuff that you post pictures of that she's making, that she's offering for her menu that week, looks so freaking good.
my repeat buyers are 2.5%, and the majority of those are people that buy 2 items at one time. So I would say a repeat buyer is just strictly saying I'm probably less than 1% of my buyers. That's how wide a variety of items I have to sell is. So I don't know. I go back to the old deal. I think the time that I spend reselling, which I am not going to increase, is better spent just making more listings.
Do you run sales, Todd, or do you use coupons?
Yeah, I do. I send offers to buyers when those come up, and then once in a while I run a 10% sale.
One thing you can do, if you'll run a coupon when they purchase something, then you can send them what's called a bonus coupon. That's what we call them here. Every purchase in the evening, when I get settled in, I go to my eBay and I pull up all my purchases for that day, and they all get a bonus coupon.
What percentage of your buyers are getting a discount?
I would say probably 70% of my sales go with a 10% off, either through a sale or a coupon. But it's
Okay.
just 10%. So you just mark it up a little bit. With my competition, I've got the best prices. We've sold over 70,000 boxes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's my job now. I mean, it started as a hobby. I collected, but I thought, I got to do something with all this junk that I'm just throwing out. So,
Do you get do you have good suppliers? You've got a
thankfully,
good way to acquire inventory.
yeah.
Just how many suppliers do you have basically?
Steady, about 7.
Spam says that he saw someone in their chat yesterday said they got a survey from eBay asking if they would be interested in eBay doing something like Shopify. Isn't that sort of like what the store is supposed to be? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm asking. Good morning, Itchin, or good afternoon. Top of the day for you, but that's Irish. You're in Wales.
But you were talking about your 20-pound boxes. You won't have the time to curate much of that, right?
It's not curated at all. We don't search or go through anything.
So
People
do you put disclaimers in that
I
hey,
tell people
a lot of this could be broken, a lot of this could be
yeah. Oh yeah. They know.
Okay.
You know, this is, I'm going to show you. I'm empty right now. But if I get a box and it's too tangled for me to want to mess with, metals go in there, plastics go over there. They get dumped. Those are great big old bins. You saw some of my flowers too. I do flowers too. So, but they get dumped if it's too much tangled for me to even. I know as soon as I open the box, I'm either going to touch it or I'm not going to touch it because we sell lots that are really good for resellers, but then we sell these junky lots that are used for all kind of stuff.
So, but like me, whenever I get some jewelry, I've got to look and see if there's sterling or gold in there.
I'm over that.
Don't even mess with it.
I don't mess with it. I don't have time. I
Okay.
don't.
See? Here I am. You're talking about a newsletter, and I'm a gold and silver bug. I've got to look.
Well,
So
I'm a,
Good morning, American.
there's no telling how much
it
people are.
happens. I get feedback left about it and I get messages. They're so excited, you know. I can't believe
Of
it.
course, on the other hand, you could have some bad stuff going out. I mean, you didn't lie about it, but it's just not.
No,
A lot of it
my
just
boxes are exactly as described. The biggest issue I have with eBay is not really with eBay, it's with the buyers. They don't read anything. They don't
Right?
read anything. And if they do read it, they don't comprehend it half the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that it doesn't matter whether you're selling a toilet seat lid.
And I
You
have
know,
voiced my opinion. I respond to feedbacks, and I have voiced my opinion greatly about the incompetency and the idiocracy on eBay with buyers. It's
Well,
very frustrating.
like I would do that if I needed more inventory, but I don't.
see, I'm with Todd. I would look. If nothing else, I would take it up to my father-in-law, who has COPD and he does a lot of sitting. Um,
This is
I
what I
take
like.
I take lots of like coins up to him where I've
Right?
got them out of storage units and we've just collected around here, and he goes through them and he sorts everything. He looks for the silver coins, and I mean, I just wanted him to go through and give him something to do. But hell, I got back a bag of 1969 pennies, a bag of 1970 pennies. He sorts them out like that. You know, maybe I need to order, or maybe Roberta and I need to order a bunch of jewelry from you and send it up there to him with a daggum nice loop and say, okay, start looking.
This is what I do with coins. I put them in bags like this, and
Right.
because I get coins in boxes all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, and when I fill the bag up, I seal it up. We have a yard sale once a year, and then at the yard sale, I put all this little junk I get in these boxes, like pewter whales, a little tiny lady. All this stuff will come in these boxes, so I just throw it up under my desk in another box. And when the yard sale comes, it just goes on a table, and out of the pure crap, I make about a couple $100. So, but this is what I like. See this?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is in my own collection. This is called a garter bracelet. They're Victorian. This is what I love.
Mm-hmm.
So the boxes I do search when I open a box and I say, okay, I'm going through this one. Then these are the things I'm looking
So
for.
you do go through a bunch of it.
Not a bunch of it, because they often don't come in. Okay, my husband just walked in with 3. Hold on, we're going to do this. He just got back from the post office. That's my husband.
Hello,
Hey.
husband.
Hey, Julie's husband. Hey,
Okay.
bye.
Bye. He's trying. We're doing some house stuff, so he's.
What's he all dressed up for? I mean, he looks nice. I'm just kidding.
I'll tell him you said that, Todd.
No, I don't need somebody coming after me. I got plenty of folks coming after me for stuff.
See, Joanne,
Okay.
I'm with you. You know, I don't sell them. When we find silver coins, they go in a jar, and when we have enough of them, then we roll them. or my father-in-law rolls them.
This will
Prima
go in the
Vella.
yard sale bin because these buttons sell. All right, so in this box, we got some stuff that's in bags. So all this stuff that's in bags, my helper, when she comes tomorrow, she'll open all that. So I'll just toss it to the side. Okay, then I start grabbing. This hand's more metal. It goes in the metal. Plastic, 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 plastic. Bags go up. I do this. This is how I go all day long. Now, if I open a box and there's not a bunch of little bags in there that have to be kind of separated, it just gets dumped.
See, what the thing that would just send me over the deep edge is
Look at that.
those little tiny thin chains.
Make her
Oh, they
big,
don't.
Tom.
Huh?
Make her big. I
Tom,
can't.
this is what I do with little tiny chains. See this? Done.
What did you say? Now, what did you say, Todd? Make
I
her
said
big.
make her big so I can see her.
Oh, okay,
See you.
sorry. Sorry.
She's doing a demonstration. I don't want to
Okay.
look at you while she. Anyway,
Fishing line.
Fishing line. Now, what did you
Things
what did
like
you
that
buy?
get
What did
kind
you
of picked out.
what was the description that you bought that from? Makes a lot of jewelry.
I don't think I bought this off of an auction or anything.
Okay.
Okay, so this is mostly metal right here. There it goes.
so
Now, are
you're
you doing?
you're
Are you,
more of a wholesaler.
Kind of, yeah. I supply a lot of people.
are you are you kind of like sort of keeping an eye out for something that that looks like silver or that looks like gold, or
No,
you just don't pay any attention to it at all?
we sit here and talk. We hardly don't even look at it. I can tell by touching it what it is, if it's plastic or metal, and then I know where it goes. So, but that's the way we do it. Oh, this has got a lot of buttons in it. All these little buttons. See, that's just extra for the yard sale. I believe there's a buyer for almost everything. All right, the rest of this is mostly these packaged things. So, oh, there's a button.
How much do you
Thank
pay your
you.
helper?
$15 an hour.
$15 an hour.
Yeah,
That's below minimum wage in California.
in California.
You're in Georgia, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
Georgia. She's a friend of mine. She's retired. Trust me, it's not work.
Minimum wage in Georgia is still $4.50 an hour. I'm just
No,
picking. North Carolina thinks they're better than South Carolina. South Carolina thinks they're better than Georgia. And I reside in North Carolina, but I was born in South Carolina. And Georgia thinks they're better than Alabama.
we know. We know.
You know. Um, Now, the 3 boxes that you just got,
hmm
you say you don't remember whether that's auctions or buy it nows or that type of
This
thing,
is from the same person. I think this is one of my regulars.
right?
It is. Yeah, this is one of my regulars.
Do you have standing orders with them, or do they just contact you when they've got something to sell?
Both. Both. We do it both ways.
Craig.
And a number one rule really is don't ask. I don't ask where they get their stuff from. I've got one guy, I think I have figured out where he gets his stuff from. But I wouldn't try to move in on his source.
Right.
That's not right.
But I see on several auction sites, like lots of jewelry going for $5, and
Mhm.
nobody bids on it.
Mhm. That's
And
why you have to make your community more than just your product.
well, I'm talking about like purchasing it, and I don't think because it's just like they just throw this couple handfuls of jewelry into on a tray and said this is lot number 275.
Mhm.
I don't think people wants to just unless like they're like Todd who's looking for the gold and silver in it. I don't think they just want to deal with untangling all the chains and whatnot.
Dexterity therapies in nursing homes, autism therapies using beads. Of course, it's all cleaned and before anybody handles it.
Right.
I've had therapists reach out to me for all kinds of conditions that they use detangling chains, memory therapies, vintage jewelry, and old women with their memory. It will spark a memory in a heartbeat.
As long as it's not stolen, Joanna says you should be good. Um, uh, Cindy wants to know what your eBay handle is.
Bringing happy home.
Bringing happy home, all one word.
Mm-hmm. I've had to get eBay for Business involved again. We've got another little group on Facebook trying to mess with us. It happens periodically.
See, I don't understand people that just try to cause problems because unless you must have so much money you have nothing to do. Go volunteer.
Well,
You
I
know.
always just say, if you put this energy into your own business, you would find success. But you've got to focus on your own business.
Cindy, Julie, I remember I get 10% commission for everything that's sold off my show. Because Cindy's probably going to buy something from you now.
Okay.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I do it for the fun.
Yeah.
Down where I grew up, there was an old country store, convenience store, and they had a little diner in it. And every morning it was the same old group of old men sitting there drinking coffee, eating breakfast. And then when my dad retired, he joined the group too. The waitress she and her husband actually, I said waitress, she actually co-owner of the establishment. She always referred to them as the Liars Club.
So, Julie, are you getting rich doing this?
It's been a blessing to my family. It really has.
All right.
I started it right before COVID. I mean, I'm not rich by any means. I wouldn't say that.
Anissa, you should have full. I'm sorry.
But it's no worries, Tom.
How many hours a week do you work?
I come in here. I usually try to get in here by 9 so I can have y'all on while I'm printing orders. And then I'll stay in here till about 4. But I do that maybe 3 days a week. Business has slowed down, so right now I'm shipped all the way through Thursday. So I can do what I want to between now and Thursday. I've got my handling time set up where I can ship ahead. We always ship on time or early. What I tell everybody.
So you got 3 days shipping?
5.
5 days.
Yep, I can take a whole week off if I want to. That's how we travel.
Anissa, you have full moderator rights. There must be something with YouTube this morning that you couldn't post it. 'Cause you have all the rights except owner rights. Oh, Jennifer got it. Okay. So you stay busy. What's the biggest portion of your day? Intake or shipping out?
Making product.
Because since you're just getting in product, you're intaking it and then just sorting it by types, you just fill boxes.
Right. They get a good mix. They get my suppliers. I know that it's going to be good stuff. I've put it through the test, and we have an agreement. If you send me a box and I open it and it's just pure crap, and when you've done this so long, you can tell.
Yeah.
I'm sending it back to you. That's what I've told them. I'm sending it back to you. So they all do really, really well. So yeah, it's just.
So do you
go ahead?
Do you have boxes like you have a 1 pound box, a 3 pound box, a 5 pound box,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody buys a 3 pound box, you just grab the one that you've already got packed and slap a label on it, and ship it, or do you?
Yep, that's exactly what happens. Now, what they can do, I have lots that can be customized.
Right,
These that I was working on earlier, right here,
right,
it says 5 piece plus, but they actually get 7 or 8 pieces.
right,
It's all vintage. It's all good. It's made from the boxes that I do go through.
right.
And these are the things that my resellers buy. They'll start with one of these, then they'll move up to a 1 pounder, a 3 pounder, or the Dream Box, which is a 5 pounder. But these are curated, all good, ready to sell, ready to wear. And when they buy one of these, I send them a message and say, hey, do you have preferences? What's your favorite color? Do you like silver or gold? Do you collect cats or angels or dogs or whatever? And we can customize these for the buyer, to be what they would like to have.
So Todd, you going to get into the jewelry business?
Do what?
I asked Todd if he was going to get in the jewelry business.
I do a little jewelry when I.
He does real stuff.
Here's what you need to do, Todd. You need to get you about 20 pounds of that stuff, slap it in a suitcase, and on your next cruise, on your days at sea, when you don't have time to do anything, you
All
just
right.
not feel like doing anything, you can go through it.
Put me back in here. See, I got this box from the auction. And but I sorted it. This stuff is silver, sterling, and then the rest is costume. So I'll put most of the costume stuff in my garage sale, unless it's got some big name on it. Like tell me some good costume jewelry names, Julie. Trifari is one, right?
Trifari, Coro, Monet's okay.
So that stuff I may list, but otherwise, yeah, it's just going in the garage sale.
I put a lot of jewelry in when I have our annual garage sale. I put a ton of jewelry out there.
Right.
I even will set a table up and take a couple of boxes and dump it out and let people dig and pay by the pound.
But I just got to look, when I see something that looks silver, I look at the back of it.
The whole bottom of this box is metal. See this?
That's sterling silver Native American. That's not going in the garage sale. But you don't even look, which I don't know. I don't know. I'm just too much of a silver and gold bug. This little bead necklace is Swarovski, and it's got sterling. So, but you don't even look to see if it's Swarovski. You don't even look to see if it's Trifari. You just go.
Yep, just go. All 3 boxes sorted. Done.
Nice. That took too long. You should have been done 5 minutes ago.
Anne Klein. Mr. Sadie says Anne Klein. He's
Anne Klein, yeah, from the 80s, maybe early 90s. Yeah, she'd be okay.
Good morning, Scott.
Gloria Vanderbilt's gotten kind of popular. She's got a swan. It gets mistaken for the Swarovski swan a lot, but it's the Gloria Vanderbilt swan. He's kind of coming back into popularity some.
Who was that comedian that had a line? What was her name?
Joan Rivers.
Yeah, Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers.
Doesn't her stuff sell good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does well.
So, but you don't even look. You just blast through it.
Mm-hmm.
That should be gone by Friday, lag, or by next Tuesday, by Monday when I'm on Todd's show. And then next Friday when we leave to go to to Nashville. Or is that 2 weeks?
It's the 25th.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got an offer. Let's see.
So that's in three Fridays.
In one of my good boxes the other day that I decided to actually go through, I did pull. You still find good stuff every now and then. I pulled this. I keep my collection is in a cabinet right here next to me. Um, I keep all my stuff in there. This is very tarnished. Very. Some people would probably complain about it, but I love it.
Cool.
Isn't that pretty?
That's a brooch.
Hmm. Yeah, and the back's just kind of gross. It's well, they don't really show, but it's tarnished pretty bad.
Yeah.
But
Are you impressed, like that I said the word brooch instead of one of those pins? um, you could be running, you could be throwing, sending Tiffany and Co. through, and you'd never know it.
pretty much. I mean, that's just I had to make a decision. Am I going to work 80 hours a week trying to pick through every little thing, or am I just going to get the daggone thing done? So that's what we decided to do.
Scott, how are you this morning since you just did a drive by? Um,
See, this irritates me. And this, I just looked down at this one box I was leaving for my helper. There's probably 20 packages of this in there. This will go in the trash.
what is that?
Earrings, little bitty tiny studs. There were in this. All that'll go in the trash. I don't. That's not worth the time to even take those off of there. So sometimes we do get a box. I like that where stuff's wrapped and it's just obviously, bleh, and we throw that in the trash.
And that was all 18 karat gold you just threw away.
I doubt it.
Dude, that's what I was thinking too. She didn't even look at the damn
She
label.
didn't even look.
Yeah, no. I was like, that could be 10 karat gold, you know?
Charming sisters. I can't.
Oh, yeah,
No,
probably not.
They don't
I
sound
don't
like.
think that's 10
No,
carat.
probably not.
Um, I got to get me another mouse with a bottom on it. This is really starting to irritate me.
Grumpy old man.
Yeah. No, Mike, where you been? No, she does not go through the jewelry. Todd's over there about to have a decum stroke, thinking about
That's right.
that.
I'm fixing to have a shit fit because you don't even look.
Todd, you and Gwen need to come visit us. We could dig through jewelry. We live right next to Fort Benning. You don't know how many military surplus stores there are in this town. You could have a heyday here.
Yeah. Yeah, I need more inventory. Yep. Cha-ching.
Was that you, Todd? Or was that Julie?
That was me.
Oh, wow. You're kicking it this morning.
He sure
Mr.
is.
Sadie.
See, I sell stuff even if I don't send a newsletter.
Mr. Sadie, my sister-in-law, she likes big earrings. And she's married to my oldest brother. My youngest brother is a big bass fisherman. He said, if I put a treble hook on those, I'd have a nice bass lure. I mean, some of the biggest fluttery. Hey, Glenn, earrings. It driving you crazy? You need to look. See, that's just it. I mean, I'll do a cursory look through change just to see if if there's any silver change in it. I know there's people that I'll follow this one guy who collects all of his change, and then on Sunday afternoon, after he gets home from church and has Sunday dinner, he goes through and he looks for specific pennies and he looks for silver coins and whatnot too. But I'm like, dude, you actually use cash to get change? I can't even help the homeless people because I never have any money.
I have a nephew that lives in Minnesota and he coin searches all the time and he'll take, $100 and get pennies up there and just sit and search them.
Yeah, there's a guy that buys a box of like quarters from the bank. How much would that be, Todd? I don't remember. Just a, or do you know what I'm
Uh,
talking about?
yeah, a bank box of pennies,
Yeah, no, quarters.
quarters. Hell if I know. It's like $200 or something.
Well, he'll buy a box of them. He'll sit down and he'll go through all of them looking for silver quarters, but he also has a list of in front of his desk that's got like specific dates that are could be of interest. Todd, I mean Scott, excuse me, Lag, are you having a stroke, son? Are you speaking a different language? Das Vidanya? Where did she get all that jewelry anyway? She hasn't said. I haven't asked because that's her suppliers, but she just buys it in bulk.
Took me a long time to get my suppliers together where I knew they would be dependable.
So this might be like something you've already asked. Do they ever send you and say, "Hey, I just got 50 pounds of jewelry in. How much you want?" Or do they wait till it goes up on the listing?
Sold some bowls and this.
Many times it's not a listing. Many times it's an email
Okay.
like that. Hey, I got this, or this is coming. Do you want it? And you know, I try people on eBay. It's really hit or miss with it. I mean, I've bought from my competitors because I want to know what I'm up against. So it I've seen what's there.
God, my wife is giving me a hard time. My hand is swollen this morning because I think my arthritis in these three fingers are getting really bad. Because this one pops, like it jerks when I flex it, and this finger is now swollen, and I just barely got my ring off of it, my wedding ring off of it. And she's like, "I told you to stop. You're just doing too much." That's what happens when you get old. You people.
Yeah,
Can you lay your hand down flat like this, Tom? Like on a table? Will it lay flat
Yeah.
completely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, you wish you knew people, Jennifer. Don't you have like 40 million people, friend people, on Facebook?
those aren't fingers, they're sausages.
Shut up.
I didn't say it.
I know. I'm talking to Scott. He's being an arse. Well, that's interesting. How you do things.
Yeah, everybody does things different ways, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Gotta do what works for you.
Todd's going to sit over there and shake for the next 45 minutes, going, "God, she could be giving away gold and silver." But I'm with Todd. If I got a bunch of, if I
Is
got,
that another one?
And I didn't even send a newsletter to get that sale.
Anissa wants to know how your sales are on Macari.
They are picking up. I've been on Macari a while. I don't work it enough to know the algorithm, but lately,
Julie,
and I don't
would
know
you
if it's
buy a
because
truckload of hand dryers?
No.
no,
Why not? They're good money.
Todd, look behind her. She's got majority of her merchandise on that shelf right behind her.
I know.
Well, there's a big pile. You don't see that over there. That's
Well, still, that would take up that whole room.
Sales have dropped though. I will agree. Normally we come out of the week with about 130 orders. We came out of last week with like 63. So there has been, we didn't really see a summer slowdown last year. But this year we have noticed as summer comes, sales are really slow, and I think people are just outside doing more.
Okay, y'all want some family dirt? My lovely wife that I love more than life itself. I would step in front of a bullet for her. She started off by, after I told her about my fingers being swollen, she says, "Honey, you're doing too much. Don't push yourself too hard."
Would you quit?
And
Come here.
then I said, "Shh."
Urgh.
And she says, "I'll kill you if you die now. You have to be careful. We have too many cruises lined up." Oh,
Yep,
Lord.
Roberta, you tell him.
It's 46 there. It's, what is it here? It doesn't show up.
Urgh.
It's nice
Urgh.
outside, but
I got fingers like Tom. Look. Urgh. Urgh. Ow, don't bite.
oh, it's 57 here. Bah. It's warm here, Scott.
This dog is evil.
Um,
I'm an evil dog. I
summer,
will
yeah.
bite you.
Well, it's still spring, really. Good morning, Hank. How are you this morning? I'm sorry if I didn't see you come in earlier, unless you just got here. Um, no, you know what? I have not actually played Farmville in about 3 weeks. I've been playing something else. And it's not Farmville, it's Farm Simulator. That's real farming. It's real farming as you can do on a computer. Uh, but I was talking to a buddy of mine last night. He had an uncle die and left him 150 acres over in, if you're looking at the state of Texas, and Houston's and Dallas and Fort Worth are to your right, it's like just about all the way to the other side of Texas. He said his cousin sent him some photographs of the property, and he says, I don't think you can grow anything out there, even if you hauled it in. No water, just brush, tumbleweeds, and a few cacti. That sweet Daphne, yeah. I've not had. Actually, I use for Farm Simulator. I use a controller.
My husband plays that game.
Does he? He's a
hmm
good man.
He plays this one too, where you drive a semi truck around.
Oh yeah, is American Trucker, or is he doing European Trucker?
I think it's the American.
Because the European's tough because you drive on the. When you're in the UK, you drive on the wrong side of the road. When
Well,
you're on the.
I'll have to put y'all in connection with each
Yeah,
other
because you can do co-op for both those games.
Lag.
What's like saying I play outside simulator? Like you haven't been out of that damn basement so long that if you step out there, you would burst into flames like a vampire. 81 in
It don't have
Miami.
nothing to do with him not being in the sun for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, I got hurt farming. Uh, you know what? I mean, I've only played like local. I haven't done it because there are some people that do that American Trucker that they play on servers and they drive across the country real freaking time, real
Mm-hmm.
time. The flight simulators. There are airlines, simulated airlines, and these pilots will do transcontinental, trans-Pacific, real time. So they have to sit there at their computers for hours and hours and hours and just watch because it's on cruise control.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I digress. You know, that's my. I don't smoke. I don't really drink that much. So that's my smoking and drinking is
That's
computers.
your vice.
That's my vice. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, does anybody else sell jewelry in the chat? American Honey, how you doing, baby? Shut up, Texas. Nerds. That's right. Nerds is the reason that you have that little device in your hand that you can expedite your purchasing. nerds are the reason that you can talk to your wife anytime you want to.
Let me show you this real quick. One of my suppliers messaged me. I just messed that up. About a couple months ago and said, I've got vintage chains, new old stock. Do you want them? And I said, yeah, sure. Because I can use them. If I go through a good box and I find pendants, I can use them for my good things I send people. Vintage, all vintage. New old stock, got the little C clasp, and it's that box chain that was so popular.
Right? But
So I'll just hold on to those. And then usually one day I'll work on this, one day I'll work on this. So when I'm working on this, that's something that, they knew I might want. So,
that's all costume jewelry.
yes, every bit of it.
I start to say fake, but some of this costume jewelry goes for as much as um, real
Listener
gold and silver.
goes for a good bit. Marvella goes for a good bit these days. Just depends on what you come across. But
I know Todd catches hell all the time, but Lag, if you want to screw with Todd, send him buy about 3 or 4 boxes from Julie and have it shipped to Todd. Because Todd would be like in shock having to go through all of it.
it might overwhelm him.
I don't know.
Probably.
We cruise a lot. We play the slot machines a lot on cruises, and there's this one lady that we have run into numerous times, and because she plays the same machines that we play, and she has this big, ugly flower ring that she wears on this finger right here. That's her lucky ring, which she's lucky, but it is the biggest, ugliest ring I have ever seen in my life. And I said, she was talking about her lucky ring. She told Roberta she needed to get her a lucky ring. And I said, Marge, I don't want to be offensive or anything like that, but that is the ugliest ring I've ever seen in my life. She said, that's what I did. I walked up into a yard sale and I said, I want the ugliest ring you got, the biggest, ugliest one. And the woman pulled out like 2 or 3 rings. But like I said, it's big, and I could not imagine anybody wearing that other than pushing a button on a slot machine. Networking and business to business sales have perks. American Honey, are you going to be in Nashville?
Hold on.
I don't think Julie's going to Nashville.
I'm going to Disney World.
Oh yeah. Well, you live closer to Disney World than you do Nashville.
Really?
Not really. I thought you lived down like in the Georgia-Florida line.
No. We live right on the Georgia-Alabama border, about halfway down in Columbus.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Right next to Fort Benning. That's how everybody knows this town, Fort Benning.
Okay.
Well, no wonder you got so much Army surplus there.
Exactly. The retired military that retire here, and they've been all over the world, and their houses are just full of Asian and European things, and they're passing away, and their kids don't care. Right now, this place is hot.
I went to high school with a boy. His father was in Germany. They were stationed in Germany for let's see, he was born in the United States. He was 1 year old when they went to Germany, and he was progressing into high school when they came back. And his mother has so much German stuff. I mean, antiques and whatnot.
Yeah, I think so, Joanna. There's no more regional boxes.
Because of this.
They quit having regional shipping. It's all either ground advantage or priority. No more regional boxes. Yep. Now, if you still got some, you can use them, but they just go as regular priority.
Let's live. Where's she at?
I took so many boxes back to the post office when they when they made the change. How long's that been? A year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that.
There is a Korean barbecue place in Pineville now, Chastity. If you coming from the interstate, the hospital's on your left. It's a little bit further on the left. I don't know
Can I ask everybody here,
what.
that has grown children, how they might handle something?
Sure, go ahead.
Has anybody ever had a grown child who didn't really seem to like you very much unless you were doing for them? And how did you handle that? I
I haven't had that problem, but I know people that have had that problem, and they just. It sounds terrible. They just had to cut them off. I mean,
Well, that's easy, but there are two babies involved, and I
Uh.
can't do that. She's kept them from us before. My friends say call her bluff, call her out on her stuff, but I don't know.
I don't know.
morning.
Every kid, every person's different. So that's just, you got to work your personality and their personality and work it out. That's all I can say about it, because yeah, everybody's different. There's
Oh,
no one size fits all on that question. I don't think. I taught school for 33 years and every kid was different, and every kid had to be handled a little differently. So
Yeah,
you can't just put people in a cookie cutter and expect the same results.
no, of course. I mean,
So
I raised 5, so
some
she just
method of handling that would be totally opposite of how it should be handled,
could be.
but might work great for another person or child, you know. So
Yep.
I think you just gotta.
I'm gonna give it some time and see how things go. She's going to Disney with us. They are.
Uh,
So
what
I'm gonna
was it
see how
Mark
it
Twain
goes.
said? When I was 18, I was amazed at how stupid my dad was, and then when I was 28, boy, that man got a lot smarter. So I think a lot of times kids can just come out of it.
They do. My older 2 girls have come out of it. They weren't quite that way, but they had other things. But they're in their 30s now, so they have realized mom's a person too. And this other one, I'm hoping as she gets a little older, maybe.
like Uncle Todd has changed his will. You and Mr. Sadie have to be in a cage, and the last man standing gets a share of Todd's estate.
Yeah, it's a cage fight.
Yeah, last man standing. You know what? The only thing I'm worried about that is, yeah, well said, Todd. Um, Todd's full of wisdom. Um,
But yeah, Julie, basically, I got no advice for you.
yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
either.
unless I was there and knew your family and the history,
Yeah. I
I
just
can't. I can't, because I got no idea.
yeah.
So there. I am no help,
You know,
and that's probably good. I probably shouldn't try to help.
Oh.
I and this I can't wait till little Beauregard gets here.
I'm so excited for y'all, Tom.
But see, I love my sister-in-laws. One of them has their nose so deep up in their kid's life and their grandkids' life, and I just don't understand. And maybe I will change, but I want to be involved in their lives. And my grandson will probably be a diamond level Carnival cruiser before his mother ever gets a gold card. But life continues on. I'm old. I just want to keep on doing what I'm doing and work them in the best I can. We'll tell them to get off the damn stick, and then tell them that you want some grandbabies. You're getting ready to cut them out of the will.
Yeah,
Not to
tell them that.
not to your 16-year-olds though, because there'll be too many of those boys that they go to school with that will try to help them make you happy. Uh, that's trouble. That's. Do I have one over here? I thought I had one over here. It's like levels of cards. Like when you sell so many times, you get a upgrade and you get a little extra perks and stuff like that.
Tom, I'm just waiting for you to meet my brother and his wife. They cruise all the time. He, if I showed you a picture of him, you may know who they are. I mean, she's already got it worked out to where they can retire on a cruise ship.
What do you know? What line they cruise on? Because we cruise
I want
Carnival.
to say, I want to say Carnival, but I'm not sure. They've gone everywhere. They've been to Alaska a few times. They've done the King of Thrones or whatever it's called thing, and
Right.
wherever you go to Norway or whatever, they've done the Italian coast. Um,
Jake is going with a group, and they're going to Antarctica, and I am so jealous. I'm so jelly. Okay, there for you youngsters. I'm so jelly because that's on my to-do list.
That was 15 years ago that was out, Tom, so you're still
Okay,
behind.
okay, I'm still behind.
and
Oh
she
Lord.
is a slot queen. When you said a friend of yours that played the slots, I was just waiting for you to say her name was Anne Marie because
No,
that's how they cruise with her slot points.
yeah, we've got two cruises, two 8-day cruises throughout the year, and we basically pay nothing for them because of our slot play. But we're
Hmm.
not habitual gamblers. We just have so much to play each day, and then when we hit it, we go do something else, or that
Hmm.
night, depending on it. Um,
Here they are. That's my brother and his wife. If you see them,
actually,
holler at them.
they actually look familiar, but then again,
Wouldn't that be funny?
we got to know we get emails from a couple that we sat with when we were coming back into Tampa. Um, we did the Panama Canal canoe cruise, and the weather was terrible. And I'm gonna tell anybody, it don't matter what cruise line you go on, if you're going out of Tampa, plan for the worst and hope for the best because we were 2 hours late getting in because of we couldn't go into this beautiful bridge that you have to pass under to get into Tampa, and I want to call it Riverwalk, but that's the mall in New Orleans. But just always plan. Broke my nose on the ship on the way down. So anyhow, have you really, Doug? You been to Antarctica? Where you go, dude? Were you either just like a tourist, or were you there on business? Because I don't think you do any like scientific work. But anyway, I'm going to shut it down. I've got to go do some painting. Just about finished, Anissa.
That's what you said all week.
Just about finished. Now I'm literally down to the last wall. I'm doing the trim. Uh, Let me tell you what. Tampa is not a pretty place, Mike. Kind of dodgy. And what is it? The big amusement park that's down there.
Busch Gardens.
Yeah. Boy, it's in a dodgy section of town.
Yeah, it is now. But you know how towns change over the years? When it was built, it was in a really good part of town.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Scott, did you see the post I put on the group about proof that the earth is flat? I did that just for you. So anyway, in my 20s, my dad called me in his normal. Oh, called you his nomad son. Listen, that's the way to be. If you're young and you got the money, travel. I know you ignore me, asshole. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. That's the thing I'm working on is to clean up my language because I don't want little Beaumont going, God, she's such a bitch. They haven't decided on a name for him yet, so I'll call him Beauregard. Because that's a good Southern name. I went for Jean-Luc and she shut that down in a hurry. You know, Jean-Luc Picard, make it so. Anyway, I was almost asleep. Yeah. Like little button, top screen, top right screen. Well, it is on a PC, but I think you use a Mac, so that might be someplace else. Anyway, I got to go. Todd, thank you for coming in here. Julie, thank you if you're still listening.
Oh, where'd she
Everybody
go?
that's in the show. Oh, she kicked herself out. Thank you for coming in here. You know, anybody's welcome to come in here and hang out with us. You know, anybody.
No, that guy that hung his balls down
I don't
there.
want to hear talk about that. We're not going to. That's not acceptable. At least Doug always has on a shirt. You know, don't know what he's got on below it, but he comes in a shirt. Anybody, Cindy. Everybody's welcome. It makes it easier when you got stuff and you got new people to talk to. I mean, like Julie and the jewelry. I don't know anything about jewelry. Other than I'd be like Todd. I would have to sit through and go through every piece of it.
I don't think you have to know anything about jewelry the way Julie does it.
Yeah.
You sort plastic from metal and go.
I know there's a lot of people that don't remember it, but there used to be a thing called oil-based paint. And then they went to latex. And I remember as a kid getting into oil-based paint, and it would take months to get that shit off. Dadgummit, Jabus, there you go. Because I don't think I said it any day. Yeah, for curated boxes, I do. Because, you know.
But you should go in and do it like Julie was showing us there.
Yeah.
And you're just going to learn vicariously that what stuff is really good.
As I said, if I was going to do that, I would take it to my father-in-law and let him sit there and sort through it. Because he would unknot every piece of it. That's the kind of person he is. So anyway, wait a minute. Oh, American Honey, go for it, honey. You'd have a lot of viewers. Or get you one of those tops that pushes winch's garb, pushes everything up, you know. And then you can go, look at this beautiful amethyst necklace. You know, if nothing else, your viewership would go way up. All the 12 to 14-year-old boys. So anyway, I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Thank you again, Todd. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.